Why is inventory skyrocketing in Cape Coral? Hey friends, welcome aboard. It's time for your December 2024 Cape Coral Real Estate Market Update. And this month's big story is the surge in inventory. A slowdown in buyer activity has reshaped the local market landscape, leaving many to wonder, where are the buyers and what does it mean for you? I'm Cessna, your Cape Coral real estate agent, here to help you cut through the noise and understand what's really happening. Let's dive into the data that drives our market so you can make confident decisions in this changing landscape. Now, some of the key questions that we're going to answer today are, what are homes actually selling for in today's real estate market? Are we still in a buyer's market, or are we shifting more towards a neutral one? How are the election results already influencing the Cape Coral real estate market? Now, could interest rates climb above 7% once again? And how would that affect your buying power? Should you make your move now, wait, or stay put? Let's talk about why this matters. Headlines can be misleading, but the numbers don't lie. That's where I come in to break it all down and guide you with clear, actionable steps. So whether you're thinking about buying, selling, relocating, or investing here in Cape Coral, I'm here to provide the knowledge and support you need to succeed. So go ahead and schedule a consultation with me today. Just click that link in the description and let's plan your next move in this evolving market. Now, let's get into the numbers and uncover the real story behind the real Cape Coral real estate market. Ready? Let's go ahead and dive in. Welcome to the Cape Coral Market Update for December 2024. The big story right now that we're going to be covering is inventory. Inventory is increasing rather rapidly over the last few weeks. We've been keeping an eye on that. Now, is this something out of the ordinary that we should really pay attention to, or is it just the normal way things happen here in Cape Coral this time of year? We're going to dive a little bit deeper into that. And then the other big story that we've got is the election is finally over. How is that affecting the market here in Cape Coral? Buyer confidence is starting to increase, and we are starting to see some more movement here in the market. It's been really slow the last couple of months through September and October, and we have seen November start to move just a bit once we got past the election. So let's jump into the numbers here for the single family market update for the city of Cape Coral. First, we're going to look at market indicators. This is how we know exactly what's going on here in the market. Inventory. This is the amount of homes currently available for sale on the market here in the city of Cape Coral. Median price point. Median price point tells us about the 50% of the homes are above this amount, 50% of the homes sell below this amount. So this gives us an indication of which direction the market is heading. If we look at the trends over month, we can get a real clear picture of which direction the market is heading. Days on the market. This is how many days homes are sitting on the market before going under contract. The thing we're going to look at is closed sales. How many homes are actually selling in the month or in the city of Cape Coral? We're going to look back at the month of November, then we're going to go 90 days back, then we're going to go back an entire year to November of 2023 and compare those numbers to see exactly how things are happening. Spoiler alert, the market was very slow in the month of November as far as closed sales. And that's because during October and September, before the election, a lot of people were sitting on the sidelines waiting and waiting and waiting. And so when homes actually did sell in November, those were people that went under contract back in September and October. I do expect to see our numbers increase in December as we go forward. Once we get to the end of December into the new year, we will see the sales start to increase. So first thing we're going to look at is active inventory. How many homes are currently available for sale in the city of Cape Coral? We have 2,991 single-family homes available for sale here in the city of Cape Coral. August 2024, we had 2,565 homes available. In November 2023, 1 year ago, 2,455 homes available. As you can see, we've jumped up quite a bit in the last 90 days. In fact, we've jumped up quite a bit in the last 30 days. We've been watching this happen, and we've actually jumped up almost 300 homes in the last 30 days. The other big thing to be aware of is we haven't had over 3,000 homes available here in the city of Cape Coral in quite some time, actually several years. So as you can see down here, as we were going through season last year, February, March, and April, we did jump up quite a bit. We did get close to 2,900 homes available. We did not go over that. But here we are in November, and we're actually over that already. Now, is that something to be concerned about? Not exactly. See, what happens this time of year is sellers are preparing for our winter season, our snowbirds, when they're here buying homes. They usually arrive, they start to show up here in the fall, and then many of them will go back for the holidays, and then you definitely want to have your home on the market come middle of January as the snowbirds are here once it gets cold up north. They're here buying and looking at properties, and so you want to make sure that yours is ready to go here in the late winter, early spring, as this is our best time to sell a home here in the city of Cape Coral. Median price point, currently November 2024, we're at $396,150 for a home here in Cape Coral. August 2024, we're at $390,000, and then November 2023, 1 year ago, we were at $395,000. As you can see by the chart here, we do typically increase just a bit during season, and then it'll start to slow up during the summer months. And then as we get back into season again, they will start to increase. Now, one thing I want to point out here is we were at $396,150 for median price point in the city of Cape Coral. That number is actually starting to increase, so we're going to keep an eye on that to see if that's something that's telling us that the prices are going back up again, or how that's going to happen. Let's jump to this screen here. I want to show you the median price point and where we were at. So we peaked at an all-time high in the city of Cape Coral for a median priced home of $465,000. Now, it was back in April of 2022. If we come down here to November 20, let's look at 2019, we were at $240,000 for median price point. Now in 2020, $298,000. 2021, when the market was on fire, we were at $378,000, and then 2022, $400,000. And as we've been talking about, the market's kind of just been stagnant ever since. 2023, we were at $395,000, and then 2024, $396,000. So the last couple of years, not a lot's happened in prices. Now, if you look at this, $465,000, 2022 was when they started bumping interest rates up, and they started jumping quite a bit. And that started to slow things up here in Cape Coral. A lot of buyers started to back out of the market, and then we started to see the prices drop. And then, of course, we had the hurricane happen to us here in September, and we saw prices drop even further. But from April 2022 to November 2022, we saw about almost a 14% decrease in prices. And then we've gone up and down a little bit, but we've basically been stagnant for the last 2 years. So what's going to happen as we go forward? If you look here, we have seen prices start to increase just a bit from April. We were at $415,000, $395,000, $392,000, $389,000, $390,000, $379,000, $395,000, and $396,000 for November. So we're still fairly stagnant, but we are seeing them start to increase a bit. I am pretty confident that we're going to see prices jump quite a bit. I shouldn't say quite a bit, but we are going to see a noticeable difference in prices once we get into March, April, and May. So if you're looking to buy, you might want to pay attention to what's going on. And just an insider tip, December's always been a great time to buy in Cape Coral because a lot of people are focused on the holidays. They're not here looking at houses, and you can often find a really good deal. But not only a good deal, you can find the right house for you because the sellers are starting to put the houses on the market. So you got tons of options to find exactly what it is you're looking for. Next up, we're going to talk about days on the market. November 2024, we had 53 days on the market before going under contract. August 2024, 46 days on the market. And then November 2023, 35 days on the market. So as you can see, we are up a little bit there. This is over the last year. We've gone up and down, up and down. Last month, we were a little bit higher. We did drop a little bit from last month, but that's still a fairly healthy number. Anywhere between, I would say, 35 and 55 to 60 days on the market is a fairly healthy market. If we get much higher than that for the general market, then we do have a little bit of a concern. But we will monitor that as we go forward as well. Closed sales. Now, this is where we dropped off quite a bit and where we've been dropping off the last few months. But a lot of that has to do with us playing catch up from right before the election when people were not doing anything. I do expect the numbers to jump up quite a bit for December because that's going to reflect November's numbers after the election, and especially once we get into January. November 2024, we had 283 sold homes. August 2024, 482 sold homes. In November 2023, 1 year ago, 351 sold homes. Now 283, this is a lower number than what it's going to actually finish at, but I like to get the numbers out to you as soon as possible. So this is the first day of the month when the numbers just came out, but they will fluctuate as more realtors get their homes loaded, their sold homes loaded into the system. So that'll probably jump up to over 300 sold homes in November, which is still a lower number than we'd like to see, and obviously lower than last year at 351. And here's the chart on that one. You can see that over the last couple months and prior to the election, we've just been dropping off quite a bit and dropping off. However, now that we're past the election, we are seeing a lot of movement in the market. We're getting a lot of action on my listings. A couple of them have actually gone under contract, which is exciting. Starting to get a lot of buyers calling me looking for their winter homes here in Florida. and they're looking just to move around different areas. Some of the areas that are more flood prone, people are looking to get out of those areas and into areas that are not so flood prone. So we've been able to help some clients out with that. A lot of the builders are offering great incentives right now too. So if you are looking for a new property, a new construction, we've got some huge benefits there where they're paying closing costs and all kinds of other great incentives as well. Current trends. Always like to look at current trends to see exactly what's happening. This is a weekly snapshot. So the week leading up to November 1st and then the week leading up to December 1st. New listings around the 1st of November was 182, sold 137 sold homes, and then we look at pending 87, price increases 8, and price decreases 227. Now, if you look this last week, we haven't seen as many new homes hitting the market, and that may be because of the holidays. Obviously, people aren't putting their homes on the market over Thanksgiving. They got a lot of other things to concern themselves with. Or last week, we didn't see as many homes go sold, and that's because this was the time frame before the election where things were sitting stagnant, so that hasn't caught up quite yet. One of the things I do want to bring attention to is down here under price decrease. We had 187 price decreases this last week. In the last week of October into November, we had 227 price decreases. So that's a substantial difference. So we are going to keep an eye on that. Maybe as many people are not dropping their homes prices as quickly, or maybe they're starting to get them priced right from the beginning, so we're not needing to drop those. But that is something to be aware of. Other key numbers to focus on: sold price per square foot was $251 a square foot. That's the median sold price per square foot. That is starting to increase just a bit. List price received, 98.5%. That means the price that the home was listed for and how much that the sellers are willing to take off to come to an agreement, 98.5%. So this shows us that once we get prices to where they need to be listed at, where they're actually drawing attention and attracting buyers, they are selling for pretty close to whatever they're listing for. So pay attention. If you're listing too high, then you're probably just going to sit on the market. You're not going to get any offers, but once you start to see those offers coming in, you're priced pretty well at 98.5%. So not a lot of room to wiggle there. New construction ones, we are starting to see some incentives there, so you do have a little bit more wiggle room. Now, new listings, 822 new listings came on the market in the month of November. That's huge. That's the highest number we've had since back, I believe it was April, that we had a number high, just as high as that. So 822 new homes came to the market, and that's these folks getting ready for season. They know that it's right around the corner. They want to make sure that their home is on the market, ready to go. And I think next month we'll probably see that number drop a little bit, but then once we get into January, we're going to see that number jump again. But we're going to see more buyers coming as well. Months of inventory, 10.6 months of inventory. That means if not another new home came to the market right now, based on how many homes sold over the last 30 days, it would take us 10.6 months to sell out. Now we know that number's high because we had a lot of homes hit the market this month, and then we didn't have as many sold homes for the month of November. So 10.6, that's the highest number I believe that we are going to see. It's the highest number we've seen in several months, and I don't think it's going to get much higher than that. It's going to continue to decrease over the next several months as the demand starts to pick up. Really seeing a lot of demand since we're past the election now, and a lot of people starting to look for what they've been waiting to buy for several months now, and they're excited to get back in the market. And just to give you a quick update, 10.6 months. So anywhere between 4 to 6 months is considered a neutral market. Anything over 6 months is a buyer's market. So this would indicate that we're in a strong buyer's market. And I think for the month of December, it's a great time to buy, as you'll have many options to pick from. And if sellers need to move their properties, they're willing to negotiate with you. Other key numbers that we always talk about and what kind of makes the economy tick here in Cape Coral and across the United States. Inflation peaked at 9.1% back in June 2022. That's over 2 years ago. We're now sitting at 2.6%. Now we did drop last month. We've been dropping the last couple months, so we did start to see a little bit of an increase in inflation at 2.6%. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Hopefully it doesn't keep going up, because that could keep interest rates up as well. November 2023, 1 year ago, we did peak at the highest interest rate we've had in several years at 8.01%. We're now sitting at 6.91% and rising. We're hoping that that does not get up to 7%, but we are going to keep an eye on that. As we've talked about for several months, target is 6.5%. Anytime we get under 6.5% for an extended period of time, we're going to see more and more people entering the market. Unemployment is at 4.1%. We did jump up a little bit above that, and now we're dropping back down. So 4.1% is extremely healthy, which in turn keeps interest rates high. And this inflation number, if that continues to jump, it'll keep interest rates high as well. And with some of Trump's policies coming into place, some people are talking about keeping interest rates high as well, because we may start to see, if the tariffs come into play, we could see inflation start to rise, which would in turn create bigger challenges for the market and cause interest rates to go up. But hopefully everything works out. I know there's a lot of buyer confidence right now, so I think we're going to be in great shape moving into the spring months. Supply, currently we're sitting at 2,991 homes available in the city of Cape Coral. That's single family homes, year over year increase of 22%. Now that is quite a jump from where we were a year ago in November. However, earlier in the year we were seeing jumps of 47%, 46%. Year over year. So at 22% year over year, we're actually not bad. I think it is starting to level out, and we're starting to see that year over year percentage number decrease. Demand here in the city of Cape Coral, as we keep talking about, Cape Coral still has a huge demand, even though some of the headlines won't quite put that out there, and you get on some of the chats and the groups on Facebook, and there's a certain amount of people that hate Cape Coral, but for all those people that really don't want to be here and that are leaving, there's 2, 3, 4, 5 different groups for every one leaving that are coming here to the city. So we are seeing a huge pickup here. We're currently sitting at a population of over 234,000 people. Next 6 years we're expected to be at 250,000 people. By 2050, over 320,000 people, often rated as one of the fastest growing cities in Florida and the United States. One of the reasons for that is the fact that we are still affordable. If you compare us to other major cities in the Florida area, we're still very affordable. So we expect to see Cape Coral continue to grow, and as we build out our infrastructure, new shopping centers, new restaurants, we will see that grow as well. I just read today that on one of the, I believe it's niche.com, Cape Coral is ranked as the number 7 most desirable cities to retire in the United States. Is now the time to buy? What are the benefits of buying now? So if you were to buy right now, if now's the time, if you're looking to buy, you have many great options. Right now, the inventory is higher than it's been in several years. So that tells me, or tells you, that you have a lot of great options to choose from. The election is now over, and we are starting to see more demand in the area as well, from people doing showings on homes to people putting in contracts. And that's a great sign for the market to move. But that tells me also that you have very limited time if you want to get the best prices, because as the demand continues to increase and that buyer confidence increases, that means prices are going to increase as well. Month of December is key if you want to get a great deal, because after that you are going to be paying a little more, if not a lot more, once we get into the April and May months. Buyer's market, interest rates rising. We're going to keep an eye on interest rates. Interest rates are continuing to rise a little bit, especially from where they were a month ago or 2 months ago. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Now would be a great time to lock in that. And some of the builders are even giving buy downs. We recently just had a buyer get a 4.875% rate, and I actually have another listing available that you can actually assume the loan at 4.875, which brings those payments down quite a bit. So if your goal is to get a low interest rate, definitely reach out to me and I'll help you out with that. Buyer's market, it is a buyer's market. It's a big buyer's market right now, so sellers are willing to negotiate. Buyer's broker agreement. One of the things right now that's keeping a lot of people on the sidelines is the confusion over the buyer's broker agreement and the new NAR regulation, National Association of Realtors regulations. So I educate my clients on how that works, but there are a lot of buyers sitting on the sidelines right now just trying to figure that one out. So if you aren't sure what's happening, or you think you're going to have to pay your real estate agent to go show you a house or to buy a house, that's just not the fact. So go ahead and reach out to me, and I'll educate you on how that works with me and how I can help you get that paid for, because we want to make sure that as a buyer you're able to get into those houses and not have to come up with a lot of cash out front. Is now the time to sell? So this is the perfect time of year to sell. Let's go over the benefits for that. Now the election is over, so we are starting to see buyer demand increasing. Season is coming. Once we get into January, February, March, you want to make sure that your home is on the market by the middle of January. If you're thinking about selling, make sure that you get all those last minute tasks and chores taken care of to make your house shine among the rest. It's really important right now that you attract buyers. And the way that you do that is to make your home stand out. Now, you can do a great job by making sure that your home is clean, a fresh coat of paint, making sure that the clutter is reduced. But it's extremely important to have a great real estate agent too to list your home. You want to make sure that the pictures are done professionally, and you want to make sure that they're doing the most appealing photos out there, social media set up so they're marketing to the most amount of people as possible. You've got a YouTube channel. That's one of the things that we do for our clients is we do a video to YouTube so we can put that out there to as many people as possible. Also, you want to make sure that you're working with a brokerage that has access to thousands of agents. With eXp Realty, we have access to over 90,000 agents that we're going to put your house out to across the United States and globally. So a lot of great options there. And then number two, it's a second home market. So with season coming, a lot of people are here buying second homes. So you want to make sure that you're here to attract those clientele. We've got great opportunities, and if you're selling for whatever reason, we've got a lot of great systems in place. Now, some people are out of town and they don't have the ability to be here to sell their home. So we are able to go over to your home and help you out with that. We'll run open houses and we'll go over and take the photos. You just have to be able to give us access to your home. But we can do a Zoom call over the computer to chat about what your home would sell for and exactly the marketing plan that we're going to implement to get your home sold fast as possible with the most amount of money. And that concludes this market update for December 2024. Hopefully you found some great information here. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button for me. If you'd like to set up a free consultation, go ahead and hit that link in the description and set up a consultation with me. You're welcome to call, email, or text as well. I'd love to chat with you about your Cape Coral dreams and how we can help you achieve those real estate dreams here in the city of Cape Coral. Looking forward to chatting with you soon. Go ahead and click that link below and feel free to reach out anytime, making realty dreams a reality here in the city of Cape Coral.